Hello, it's Claire from Come Back Brighter here. So I was so enthusiastic to do this video that I nearly did it like with wet hair out of the shower, because this was a thought that I had this morning and I really want to share it with you. So I shared in my last video about how I realized that like the root of the depression that I've suffered with, like as far back as I can remember, is the lies that the enemy's been telling me, and how the depression kind of, there's like one lie that's dropped, and that's like, you'll never belong, no one likes you. And then like that opens the floodgates for all the stuff. Okay, so it's not just one thing that comes into your head. It's if you kind of indulge that, then loads and loads of more thoughts come in. So what I feel drawn to share with you today is that what a massive breakthrough it was, and that I previously I tried everything. I tried everything to not feel anxious, to not feel depressed, to take myself out of like that slump and the dark place. Okay, so and I tried, like I can think of two like occasions when I tried completely different things. So the first time I went down the route of getting medication, and I got some counselling. Now, interestingly, I got counselling up until the point that the counsellor said to me, "I think the problem might be your dad," and that was when I stopped everything, because that was just something that I didn't want to touch on. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to talk about it. So I got through it that time through it with medication and counselling, and the medication just took the edge off, although I felt sick on them the whole time. And the counselling helped, like I say, up until the point that I decided I didn't want to talk about my dad. So that helped me. And then after that, because I knew, I kind of was more familiar with the warning signs of going down into depression and what have you, what I tried then was I tried other things. So I tried things like crystals, and I tried meditation, and I tried like yoga and things like that to help me. And the truth of it is that none of it helped. None of it helped. And so this last experience that I had, I prayed through it. I was kind of on the edge of indulging it, if that makes sense. I knew what I was going into, much more aware, and I was able to detach myself and see what was actually going on. And so this time, hang on, I'm just turn the charger on. So this time I did it completely differently, and I have to say how miraculous it was that God helped me through this last time, that he helped me see that it was the enemy that was pouring this stuff into my head, and that I was listening to it, and I was entertaining it, and I was believing it was true, and how just in like really a matter of hours, everything completely changed. And not like previously. So I've had a situation before where I've like, because sometimes it's like a bit like being on the edge of a precipice, like you're looking down and you know it's dark down there, you know what's happening, you're familiar enough with having been here before, you know the pattern. And I've been there before, and what I decided to do the last time, back when I was living in France, was like make a choice. So I choose not to be depressed. Now that sounds so easy and so twee, and I am absolutely not in any of this conversation minimizing the terrible effects of depression and to such a dark place that it can take you. I am not doing that. But what I realized was that there is an established pattern in my life where I would listen to the lies of the enemy, and I would go down that particular pathway, and I knew where that would take me. So this last time when I was back in France, I was like, I know where this is going to take me. I'm not interested in doing this for months. I can't do this. I have a child that's reliant on me. I can't do this. I cannot go to that dark place and pull myself out of the pit in like 6 months or 8 months or a year or however long it takes. I can't isolate myself. I can't do any of these things. I don't have a choice. But this last time, I really, really leaned on God. I really asked him for help. And it was a conversation. It was I did pray. I did ask for help through it. And then when I realized the truth of what it was all about and what started it all, I was like, ping, that is it. It is over. So it was a completely different experience. And nothing has ever touched on it as strongly, as swiftly, as quickly, as easily as praying about going to Jesus about it and saying, look, help me through this. Please help me through this. And not just trusting my feelings to take me wherever they were going to take me, which I've done previously. So what I really wanted to share this with you because I have tried all the things. So I have tried the crystals. I've tried drinking, right? So right at the very beginning, what I would do when I left home is I had a really big drink problem, because when I was drinking, I felt like I was more confident. I felt like it was like a bit of an escape. So it was like a numbing thing for me. Now, I didn't know this at the time. I was not aware that this was what was going on at the time. But actually, the drinking then led to some like severe depressive episodes that I had. So I tried that. I tried numbing it. I tried numbing it with alcohol. And then I tried the medication and like the kind of worldly way of doing things, like by having the counseling. And then I tried like the crystals and the meditation and the yoga and the breathing exercises and whatever else it was. I tried all those things, and not a single one of them helped me as swiftly and easily as going to God with it and asking him for his help. So I really want to share that, because I think we can, I think basically what I did was I kind of ran away from God for the last, like, my whole lifetime, but certainly the last like 20 years, because I had this issue where I saw him as like, how could I have a loving heavenly father if I didn't have a loving earthly father? And all that happened was the fear that I had of my earthly father, that was all left over from my childhood, kind of became like, God is like dad, like my earthly dad, only he's much more powerful and can be much more angry with me and can be much more punishing. So I had to work through that. I've been sat with that for a long time. I've shared a video, I think, where that was one of the really massive stumbling blocks that I had. So I was complete skeptical to all of this. I was like, just seriously averse to all of this, to Christians, to Christianity, to praying, to going to church, to everything. Seriously, no, not interested, never be interested. That's your thing. Good for you. Great. It works for you. And now here I am, where I'm saying, like, I tried everything and nothing has brought me to the place that, like, I am now, where I, really, I had this depressive episode like 2 weeks ago, and I wouldn't be doing videos. I wouldn't have gone to church. I wouldn't have socialized. I wouldn't be out and about. I wouldn't be doing the things. I wouldn't be doing anything. I wouldn't be doing any of this stuff. So like, my testimony is here that I am here now. I am participating in life. I'm at peace. I'm in a completely different place, and it's all because I really realized that I can only turn to God. He's the only one that can help me through this. So, like I've shared before, this is a really new journey for me. I'm I think 3 years or something into this. So this is really new for me. But it's just really interesting to think about the way things have been differently in the past, because I've tried things all my way. I've tried things the worldly way. I've tried a plethora of different things, and not a single one has worked for me. And in actual fact, like, I think, like, particularly like with the drinking, was that actually the alcohol made me more depressed, so, and actually more anxious, because, you know, whilst it was good whilst I was drinking, but often the next day the hangover and what did I do and blah blah, that then that would be when the depression and the anxiety would come in. And so I've tried all the ways. I've tried all the ways, and it's like, this last breakthrough is massive, and I'm really aware there are so many people out there that are struggling and that are trying different ways to get through it, different ways to crawl their way up from the pit. And believe me, I know I've been there. It's so hard. It's so hard. But there is hope. There is hope if you turn to Jesus and you ask him for help. You ask him to help you through it. You ask him to take the burden from you. And that's what he did. Now, he lifted that burden of that depression off me. And I am completely changed. I'm completely changed from that experience. And I know that if those voices start again, I know how to squash them. I know how to crush them. I know how to get rid of them. And that's all I have to do, is remind myself that I am a child of God. And the enemy will he'll try all these different ways. He'll use different people. He knows all my weaknesses. He knows my, you know, my trauma that's not been healed. He knows the issues that I have. He knows the ways to work on me, to undermine me. And really his schemes are no longer going to work, because I know exactly what he's onto. So I want to share this with you. If you're struggling with depression at the moment, then please feel free to reach out to me. Please don't let the lies that everything is hopeless and that you're helpless. Don't believe those lies. It's not true. Please reach out to me, and we'll have a chat, and I'll pray with you, and we'll work it through. Please don't suffer on your own. It's really hard, and I don't want to say that like life is peachy and everything's great. I still struggle with relationships. I still struggle with people. There's still like big things going on, and I still struggle with the lack of, you know, like blood family. That's something that's a really big struggle for me. But I have good days and I have bad days. And I think this is part of the process too, is like the part of the grieving process, is it doesn't stop because I'm lacking. I don't have family. And because that's not something that I can get over. It's like, you know, something, I'll be fine, I'll be, you know, carrying on, and then something will happen that will trigger me back into, I don't have family. And it's not that I miss the family that I actually had, because I don't miss them, but I do miss like a loving family. So I'm not saying that everything's all peach and everything's perfect. It's not. I do have my struggles, but that breakthrough, I've realized that it's the enemy, and I really want to extend a hand to you. If you need help or support, then please reach out to me. Don't let your if you're, you know, struggling financially, don't let that be an issue. Just reach out to me anyway. Just drop me an email to Clare, CLARE, comebackbrighter@gmail.com. Just drop me an email. We'll have a chat through email, and we can set up a meeting if that's what you want to do. If you're ready to talk, please don't believe the lies. Please don't let the enemy drag you into the pit of darkness, of hopelessness and despair and all the things, because there is a way through it. And if you're happy and relaxed and want me to help you, then please feel free to reach out to me. Okay, bye.